To the upright, I will show the saving power of God. We have heard in the first reading about King Saul, who turned away from what God had told him through the prophet Samuel. And he did what he thought was to be the right thing, and yet God was telling him to do the opposite. And things never turned to be good on his side because he disobeyed what God desired to be done. Because of what he did, he misled the Israelites because he was their leader. So he did not follow what had been told him to do. We have heard also in the gospel about the Pharisees insisting about what should be done, what they thought themselves that the disciples of Jesus should be doing. And Jesus here is using a parable of new wine and fresh skins. When Jesus comes, he brings new things, he brings new life, new path to follow. And if we insist on doing what we think perhaps would be the best, just like Saul took, in the first reading, took the path he thought was the best and didn't do what God willed him to do. The same thing Jesus is telling us, that he came and he has a plan, he has what he wishes us to do, and we shouldn't insist with doing what we think is good for us or what we think is the best, but all we have to do is to follow what Jesus tells us, and things will be good on our side. At times, this is not very easy to do because as human beings, we always try to reason out some things, and at times we think opposite to what God may be liking us to do. But still, as believers, we are required to always discern, always think of what God may be telling us to do, what God's will may be telling us to do. And that requires prayer, meditation, thinking about what God's will could be, listening to his word, and with all that, we shall be able to come up with right decisions, and we shall not go astray. Let us pray always to God that he should help us to know his ways, to know where he's leading us, so that we don't insist with what we think is right, but we follow what he's telling us to do.